Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's March 30th. Yes, March 30th, and it's nighttime. The episode's late. Better late than never, right? Brought to you by McGuire Harley Davidson. Yes, the great, mighty McGuire Harley Davidson. Been sponsoring this podcast and supporting Let There Be Talk for days now. So I want you guys to support them. Give them some love. Buy a shirt. Buy a motorcycle. Get your bike service there. If you live up in Northern California, make this your Harley dealer. Do it. Family-owned dealer. They're fantastic. 93 First Avenue North, Pacheco, California. Give them a call, 925-945-6500. I don't care where you live. Call them up and say, send me a shirt. I want to support. If you do live in the Bay Area, go in there. They got all kinds of great events all the time. They got an excellent selection of used bikes. And they're just awesome people. My boy Ryan, he just came and saw me at Cobb's 2 weeks ago. Huge comedy fan and friend of mine. So, you know, not only are they sponsors, they're friends of mine. And it's just an amazing shop. Huge, beautiful showroom with a full glass top, man. So the sun shines in. You can look at the bikes really good. Nothing worse than going into a dealer and they got those fluorescent lights and you're like, what color is that? Is that like a piss yellow or is that like dirty blue? You don't know what color it is. And you sign papers and buy a bike and roll it outside and you go, ew, I don't like this color at all. That shit happens, man. That shit happens. You buy the wrong fucking color. Anyway, go see them. McGuire-HD.com and check them out, man. Perfect sponsor for my episode today. The guest I got on today, I'm going to give you a little rundown on it. So, of course, when I meet people, I can be a little annoying. People that I love their work. And I know that. I'm like, oh, shit, man, you fucking worked on this. I mean, I'm not too crazy, but I do get excited because what it fires me up is people that do amazing art, whatever it is, paintings, films, records, even podcast or comedy, whatever it is. If it's somebody that's making some amazing art, I just love it, man, because they've inspired me so much that I get a little fucking cuckoo. And I know it because I met this guy the first time, my guest today, around, I'd say 6 years ago. I was on the set of Sons of Anarchy with my boy Mike Beach, who was the first guest on the Let There Be Talk years ago. Mike Beach played he played the grim bastard president, so he gets a role on the show. I go down to the set with him, which is super fucking cool, and there I meet Mark Boone Jr., who likes to go by strictly Boone. You know Boone as Bobby. Bobby was one of the guys on Sons that felt to me like, wow, that guy's a real biker. The character, the acting, everything about it just felt so real. So I meet him, and I'm kind of like, oh, man, who are you? Oh, yeah. You know, I'm giving him the Del Rey. He's just like, oh, yeah, see you later. I mean, he wasn't like that. He was really nice, but I was being kooky. Fast forward last, Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm doing the Nokia, and it's fucking completely balls to the wall full of people. I do a set. I have a great night of fun. I go backstage, and there's Mark Boone. And he's like, hey, man, great set. And I was like, oh, shit, dude, I love your work. And, you know, of course, I love Sons of Anarchy, but this guy, he had been in a film that I loved for years called Trees Lounge that Steve Buscemi wrote, directed, and starred in. And I absolutely love this film. It's one of those films that I can't believe not everyone on the planet has seen it. It's super dark, twisted, badass film. Anyway, there he is. He says, you did great. And we started talking. I asked him to do the podcast, and he says, sure, I'll do it. And he comes over on Monday, and this guy's schedule is insanely busy. We spend the entire day together, and then we go out to dinner, and I'll tell you what, this guy is a solid human, man. Just the coolest. And that's very rare in Hollywood. If you meet somebody who was a star on a show for 7 years like he was, I've met people that have been on TV 15 minutes and they've just fucking dicks. It's just, I think it's the lesser of a star you are, the more uncool you are. It's weird. And this guy is just fucking golden. Exactly how you want somebody to be that you look up to, their work. You love their work. You want to talk to them. And we talked for hours, man. Hours. This guy is solid. He's one of those guys I know that's going to be in my life for, forever now. Which all boils down to doing stand-up comedy, man. Unbelievably cool, this guy. Boone is my guest today. Sons of Anarchy. Batman Begins. Memento. This guy has just worked on and on and on. You're going to love it. Van Halen played Hollywood Boulevard today. And I love Van Halen. Give him the fucking keys to the city. What are you doing? Have a Van Halen day in Hollywood. Are you kidding me? These guys were the kings of Hollywood. 10 solid years. If you look from Van Halen 1 all the way to 1984, and then the years before, of course, when, they're playing the clubs, they are the kings of Hollywood. They're the rock stars, the original, like full-blown party rock stars. Van Halen. Unbelievable, right? Eddie Van Halen. There's no fucking better than that guy. Striped guitars. Just Riff City. Fair Warning is absolutely top 5 record for me as I thought about it today. Fair Warning. I'm going to say that. Top 5 record for me. I put that thing on once a week. Fucking Fair Warning. Women and Children. Van Halen 2. Underrated, I think, man. Van Halen 2. So fucking dark and weird. I love Diver Down, too. People try to knock Diver Down. You're out of your mind. 1984 is probably my least favorite. I love the record. I'm just saying it would be the last one I picked. So give these guys whatever, man. Give them their own day. Give them a street. Whatever. Are you kidding me? When I think about Hollywood rock and roll, Van Halen right away. And man, like nothing says summer like Van Halen. You put on some, Diver Down, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? And you get some, beers, and you go down to like I used to do, Guerneville, the Russian River, drink beers, fucking smoke weed, whatever you got to do out there. Get with it, man. Van Halen. So they played Hollywood Boulevard today. I didn't get to see it, but I did see Van Halen on some of the most epic years ever, and I'll never forget it. So there you go, Van Halen. Then I'm going to go see him at the Hollywood Bowl. I can't wait to see that. Two more things, then we'll get into the episode. I was in Sacramento all weekend. It was absolutely insane, and I got to tell you, man, it's unbelievable how cool the people are out there. I'm starting to go out on the road now, so I'm meeting people for the first time that are listening to the podcast. You guys out there that listen to it, and you're just fucking some of the best people. I can't believe it. So I was out with Ari Shaffir this weekend at the Punchline in Sacramento. And, of course, Ari's crowd is, that mixture of Ari's crowd and Death Squad and the Rogan thing and all that. And once again, the people are fucking fantastic. Nothing but amazing fans. I don't call them fans. I call them friends. Because I feel like, well, all these people I would just hang out with anytime. It was just insane. And I wanted to give a shout out to Tony Edelman, who came down. I met him last time I did Punchline. He took me out to lunch and record stores, and he called bitching last week. That was his band playing. And what a great dude, man. Brought his friends down. He's a music lover and a Let There Be Talk listener. So, Tony, rock on, man. One last thing. Some donations. Thank you, everybody that donated this week to the podcast. Just unreal. Each week I get some donations. Thank you so much. And I just want to say thanks to you guys. Let's see. John Murray. Thank you, brother. Who else we got here? Louis Routbard. Marco Novkovic. I know I said that wrong. Todd Grubbs. Who else we got here? David Crittenden. Sharon Johnson. I think I got her last week. Sharon Johnson. Terry McLean. So I probably repeated some names. Who cares? You guys are so kind. Thank you for the donations to the podcast. And some upcoming shows. This Wednesday, speaking of Death Squad, Red Band put together a huge fucking show. We're all going to be at the Comedy Store main room Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Massive Death Squad secret show. I'm so happy to be part of it. Tom Segura is going to be there. Who else we got? Red Band, of course. He's got a secret guest. Nobody knows who it is yet. And what else we got? Oh, Steve Agee, Nick Thune. Wow. Brian Moses, the Roast Battle King host, is going to be there. This is going to be killer. Oh, Lance Kanstopoulos will be there. You don't want to mess with him. Christina Pavinsky. This is an amazing show. This Wednesday, Comedy Store Hollywood. Come out 8 o'clock and see us. Also, I'll be headlining Arizona. I'm coming back your way April 24th and 25th. The Comedy Spot. Get tickets now. Come see me. Also, Fresno. I'm going to be out your way April 18th. And like a professional I am, I have no idea where the show's at. Also, thank you, Jay Moore, for having me on your podcast again this week. I love you, Big Daddy. Listen to that, guys, on More Stories on iTunes. Fantastic episode we did on a rooftop in San Francisco. That's on iTunes right now. Keep rocking. Keep leaving reviews and subscribe to the podcast. Light the candles of rock. Here he is, Mark Boone Jr. All right, here we are, another episode of Let There Be Talk. I got a fantastic guest today, probably one of my top favorite people that on the show, Boone.
On what show?
On this show, Let There Be Talk.
How long you been doing this?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years is the show.
Whenever you want.
I do it every Monday and Thursday.
Is this a Monday or Thursday?
It's Monday, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, you're like me. I never know the fucking day.
I don't know the day.
I don't either.
I'm lucky to know what month it is. And I don't know what year it is.
Nope. I don't either. You ever just wake up and miss something completely because you're like, what, today?
Do I have to answer that? Really, do I? I mean, really. You going to make me answer that question?
I'm not going to make you because I know.
Yeah.
Listen, man. So... Of course, all the listeners on this show are going to know you from Sons of Anarchy, and fantastic show. We'll get into that, but I wanted to get into some of your early stuff because what I didn't fucking realize till today, did you do stand-up, improvised, like improv and stuff? Because I saw a thing with you and Steve Buscemi in New York, 88, on stage. You're bumming for money. It was funny as fuck.
Yeah, but it wasn't improvised.
What, oh.
I mean, what Steve and I did was not stand-up. It was theater.
Right.
We wrote all that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
what did it look? It was that. Looked improvised. It was so.
Well, no, it didn't look improvised. It looked like something you would see at UCB, kind of. You know what I mean?
UCB.
Something funny, you know.
It was funny.
Yeah,
oh, good.
It was funny.
Okay.
And what was really funny was, of course, how young you guys are. And I'm looking at it, and I could tell you guys are bros. You know, like you guys are friends.
No, we weren't. It should have been called Perfect Strangers. The thing we were called Steve and Mark, but it should have been called Perfect Strangers. But there was that ridiculous television show at that time.
Oh, I got you.
You remember that TV show?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I never watched it, but
what was that guy's name?
I have no idea. Those two guys. I really don't know either of those guys' names.
Yeah, Bronson Pinchon, I think.
You got it.
I don't even. Let me tell you something.
That was one of them.
I'll tell you something. I don't even fucking know how I know that because I'd never seen the show and my brain was working good today.
He did like one, part in a movie where he was like I think like a flamboyant gallery owner or something, and then he got that show.
You're right. I remember that. He was like, "It's
in
over
a big
here."
movie.
Was it like Eddie Murphy or something? 48 hours.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He'd
never seen it before. He did that movie, and then he got that television show.
You're right. Okay, let's say now you're from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Am I supposed to tell the truth here? All of it?
Whatever you want to fucking do. I don't care.
Yeah, I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from California. I was born in Yosemite.
Now that in the park?
In the park.
Under a tree, you were like half bear, half wolf. That's what I am.
You are half bear, half wolf. And we are related, see?
I think we are.
Two cavemen,
truly,
East Coast
truly,
and West Coast.
Well, Yosemite is, have you been back to Yosemite ever?
Oh, my God. Let me tell you, I spent every summer there with my grandmother up until around 18, and then didn't go till I was 39 again. Like, I did that. And I went, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I got to be here all the time.
Your grandmother is grandmothered into Yosemite?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I don't have to pay to go in.
She is. So she has a property in Yosemite.
She doesn't have a property.
She lived there before the park was a park.
No, it was a park when we were there. She just worked there. And my mom worked there and my dad worked there.
Unbelievable.
All three, yeah. And the funny thing about it is when I go there now, it's like a magnet. It's like pulling me like, you can't leave this time. It feels like that. I got to get out after a few days or I won't leave.
It's a cool place. I mean, I took my wolf in there. I'd have wolf for a number of years. And I took my half wolf in there and we were in the low country, like out that part that you come out of the way away from on the back side, and drove up in there as far as you could drive, and then got a campsite, and I was sitting next to the campfire with him right next to me, and I just could tell there was something like right there, and the fucking bear walks like right up to us.
Yeah.
And then it's slowly he's lit up by the campfire. He's like, 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Young one, like probably 250 pound,
my size.
Young bear. Big.
My size.
Okay, then he was bigger than that. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. What do you do? What are you doing? Get out of here! And he looks at me like what? Really? Oh, okay. And he turned around and walked away.
Yeah, right.
And he went down and he ripped the shit out of somebody else's
tent.
Just tore. They left their food out. He ripped the shit out of it. Next morning, I woke up at like dawn, took the wolf. We walked way back on this creek, way back in. Hours, then was headed back out. We're headed back out. And at one point, it was all like we just followed this creek, like which would have gone deep into the. I guess that it is the meadows. Isn't it? Came back out. We're headed out. I climbed up on this huge fucking rock, and he was messing around. He was like 110 pounds, a half wolf,
right?
And I'd gotten North Carolina a long time ago. I mean, he was. I don't know. He was probably like 9 years old then. I'm messing around. I'm just sitting on the rock, and down that creek comes like a 600-pound.
Whoa!
Big. He wasn't a grizzly, but he was a big black. He was actually a brown bear.
Yeah,
and he, bears their eyes aren't that good, and I slid down the rock and took a hold of the wolf, and he was already looking at that bear like, what the fuck? And so we were staring intently at that bear, and suddenly the bear, felt that, and he stopped. He looked around and saw us looking at him, and he got so freaked, he just took off in the opposite direction.
Wow.
I didn't know a bear could move that fast. I've run into a lot of bear actually over the course of my life. But if he would have run at us.
Yeah, you would have been done.
He covered it. It was only it's probably like 20 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, like 20, 25 yards. He was 25 yards further away from us in less than like a second and a half. I mean, he hauled that big ass frame like so far, and he went and he ran all the way up, like way over there, and it was a clearing, like a little clearing on a hill, and he sat on his haunches. He sat way up on his haunches, and then took a huge shit, like looking right at us, like, fuck you. Yeah.
Eat my shit.
He just did, and then plopped down, looked one more time, like, see? All right? And then disappeared in the woods.
Man, that is awesome.
And I fucking, zoom back to the campsite. I mean, he was a huge bear.
It's amazing that the hippies would go up there in the 70s, and they have these signs all over. Do not leave food anywhere. So back then, everyone was driving VW buses that had the rag tops.
Yeah.
And they would just have their peanut butter and fucking old sandwiches in there. And these bears would get up in those buses, rip that fucking shit. Yeah, and they would just be... There's great photos if you Google Yosemite bears and cars. They're just like, fucking hippies.
Living in there.
Fucking hippies. Yeah. Tearing down their macrame fucking, interior and shit.
Oh, my God.
God, it's crazy, man. I love
cannot
Yosemite.
Believe you were born in Yosemite.
Yeah.
Park. In the park.
Pretty wild, man.
That is crazy. Yeah.
I love the place, man. I love California. How about you?
I don't know, man. I've lived here for 25 years. I still don't. If somebody says... "Oh, you're California. You're a Californian." I'm like, no. I'm, I was born in the Midwest. I moved to the East. I've lived here 25 years. It still
hasn't hit you.
Not really.
You don't want to claim it.
I do not. It's not that I don't want to or anything. It just doesn't I don't know. It's not. I don't feel like a Californian.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some people are like that, Bill D'Elia, he's from New York, a TV producer, and he lived there for years, and he's been out here for 25, 30 years, and he's New York, man, That's where I feel, I get off the plane in New York, I feel like I'm home, sort of. It's, now New York has become such a strange beast. Yeah.
It's
a lot like San Fran. It's just all clean. It costs too much.
Well, it's just corporate. It's so corporate now. When I lived in New York, there weren't any corporate store. There was no, Starbucks or The Gap or any store, any chain store. There wasn't any chain store outside of right in the middle of Manhattan.
It was just mom and pops.
Macy's, and it was just mom and pops, and it just wasn't those kind of stores. And now that's all there is.
Yeah, same with San Francisco.
It's
it was
so
like
changed.
San Fran didn't allow fast food in when I was growing up. They had one McDonald's and they had one Jack in a Box in the entire fucking city. 17 miles. Yeah. So you didn't even know what fast food was. You were like, I go here for my burrito. I go down there for my pasta. I go here for Chinese. Yeah. I go here for, whatever. And that's just genius,
Yeah.
And now it's just garbage can,
No, I in New York, I ate a lot of Polish.
A lot of what?
Polish
sausage?
Polish food.
Food. Got it.
Pierogies, soup.
Pierogies?
That was pierogies. Pierogies?
Pierogies?
Are you Polish?
Oh, no, that's what they call them in San Fran.
Pierogies?
It's like a giant...
Pierogies, yeah.
Giant pocket full of meat?
Yeah.
I love those.
They got cabbage, sauerkraut, meat, cheese.
That shit is great.
But I lived in the Polish Ukrainian neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
That's what the Lower East Side was.
Right.
How
do you get to New York from Cincinnati? Do you move there like, I want to be an actor? How's this happen?
No, I moved to, I left, the family left Cincinnati and went to Chicago. Then I went to Vermont. And then I just moved to New York. I was living with somebody and we traveled around the country after basically, I thought I was going to be a professional soccer player.
No way.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
That is badass.
That's the only thing other than I was always involved in the arts or something, I painted and I did a lot of ceramics and that kind of stuff. I was I studied a lot of history in college and that kind of thing, and then and art and photography, and shot a lot of stuff. I started shooting video on 1/2-inch tape reels.
Oh wow!
Back in the 70s.
Yeah. So you're playing soccer at the time, also?
Yeah, and I played soccer.
And that's like the Pele era. Is that like one of your guys?
Right. They started when I was in. They started the North American Soccer League in 1973, which is when I went to college, and then I thought that's where I was gonna end up.
What position you play?
I just played. I kind of played any position.
Right.
Mostly middle of the field.
Yeah. I played soccer, right wing.
You did.
Yeah. I love soccer.
The wing is the only thing I never could play because the wing you had to wait to get the ball.
Yeah.
I touched the ball a lot.
Yeah. That's wild.
I touched the ball a lot.
So your soccer dreams.
Whatever.
How do you give up your soccer dreams and start doing
whatever, man? I don't know. I just went to me and this woman, we drove around. She was from New York. We got to L.A.
Right,
and she had an asthma attack. I thought she was going to die.
Whoa!
She had never been in this kind of flora.
Oh yeah.
And she literally like was laying on the bed, couldn't breathe. I thought she was going to die. So I stuffed her in the car, drove all the way back east.
Whoa.
And we ended up in New York. So
that's wild. Because that smog back then was brutal here. Remember that?
It's just it was the floor. I mean, if you got asthma, and she did not. She had severe asthma anyway, and so she was like, holy shit. And anyway, we ended up. You got an apartment on St. Mark's Place, right at 3rd Avenue, right. You don't know New York. Yeah. And, in the 70s.
Yeah.
And the town was bankrupt. It was literally bankrupt. A-Beam had that was when there was rent control, and the landlords were dying. They were losing money. There was nobody in apartments. They were burning everything down because that's all they could do to stay alive. And, they were trying to break the rent control.
That's
thing.
Wild, right? Because you got to think.
They did.
Yeah, you got to think about that. San Fran still has that now. So these people could be in there 40 years and they're paying $330 right now in a neighborhood that costs $7,500 for a 1-bedroom.
No, this New York is the same. If you still have a rent control apartment, you would be paying like absolutely nothing, and you could have had it since the when I think that's when that went into effect. In the mid-30s, there was there was a lot of union. In New York, that's where and San Francisco, those places were where unions and renters' rights and all that stuff, and they got a strong thing in New York City where they had to supply heat and hot water and water, and included in the rent.
Yeah.
Now you jump ahead 40, 50 years, and your rent has gone up like all incrementally. You were paying like $15 for a 7-room apartment on 51st Street and 8th Avenue. It's still like 50 years later. You're paying like $450.
Unbelievable, right?
And your rent, and you're in a winter 4-season place. You're paying your water and your heat are paid for.
Yeah, they're fucking minus.
They're way minus.
In a place that's like $14,000 a month now without the person.
Yeah, so that's why. And they broke it. They burned that town. They burned the Bronx down. They burned Brooklyn down. They burned the Lower East Side down. They burnt,
That's wild, right?
That's when I moved to New York, and it was great. It's cheap.
Yeah, right.
$180 was my first apartment.
Yeah, I was living in San Fran. My first apartment, $275 with a garage.
With a garage,
Jesus. and the garage was $25. And I would just hustle that in the streets, playing rock or doing whatever I did to get some money, and your rent was paid. It was nothing.
Well. Yeah,
I was just in San Francisco 2 weeks ago. The studios start at $3,900 right now.
Yeah,
$3,900.
Well, I think San Francisco is close to the most expensive.
City
in the world.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I know Paris, London is ridiculous.
That's stupid, right? What are you paying for? It's always shitty weather, bad food. I would go to New York instead, right?
Come on, London isn't bad food anymore, man.
Really?
No, London has got some amazing food, but it costs you like $400.
Yeah.
$400 for a regular meal.
Yeah.
Really expensive.
Dude, I went and saw a movie and had Indian food, and it was $88.
In London.
Yeah, in London.
Yeah.
You're going, me, by myself, $88. I'm like, what the fuck? That's why when you're with bands on tour, your per diem doubles when you're in London.
Yeah, no, it's got to. I mean, when I did Batman Begins, we spent a hunk of time in London, and they gave me a ridiculous. I demanded some ridiculous amount, and I thought, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
And, man, it just disappeared. Just the housing.
Yeah.
I had to pay if I negotiated to find my own house. I had no idea.
Right.
It was not enough, and it was a lot.
Yeah, man. You're right.
Ridiculous.
It's stupid there, man. I don't get it. I'd rather live in New York if I'm going to be, paying that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So you're out in New York, and how do you start, how do you hook up with Steve, and start doing stuff?
What happened is I ran into this guy named Tom Wright, and he and Jarmusch and Jarmusch's wife, Sarah.
Jim Jarmusch, I love him.
Jim Jarmusch, and they all ended up in Nick. God, okay, here we go, man. The dementia is striking. Rebel Without a Cause.
Nick Cage.
No.
Oh, Rebel Without a Cause.
Rick
Dennis Hopper?
No. The guy who made it.
Oh, the guy who made it.
Yeah. That's who. They were all in this class, this graduate class at NYU.
Wow. Jarmusch was in the class with the guy that made.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Yes, he was teaching a class.
Yeah, gotcha.
He had emphysema. He was actually on his last legs. He's the amazing director, man. King of Kings. I can't even believe it. Okay, I'll think of who it is. And so anyway, and they were all involved in this kind of punk scene that was going on there.
Kind of that television, that era?
Nah, punk. I mean, there was a little thing in the Lower East Side, and Eric Mitchell, Tom Wright, Jim Jarmusch, Jackie Curtis from Warhol days, Rene Ricard, Patty Astor, Amos Poe, all these people, they were making movies. These people called the Bees, and anyway, I ran into this guy Tom Wright who also went to Strasbourg, where he ran into Steve.
Right.
He had moved to. I think he moved he moved to New York with Linda Hamilton.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, they were together, and anyways, Linda he knew Steve from Strasbourg, where Steve went when he was like 17 or something, and Linda and Steve did a scene together. So Tom was like, "Stay away from my, yeah, I see you, buddy. Yeah, okay,
yeah."
Anyway, and then years later, I was working in a bar in the East Village, and Steve walked in, and Tom was there, and he's like, "Oh, I know that dude." And then Tom and I started doing. We got started with. Do you know who Rocket's Red Glare is?
No.
He's gone now, but he was in a couple of Jarmusch movies. He's in the Jarmusch movie Stranger Than Paradise.
Right. Yep.
There's a poker scene in the middle.
Yeah.
Of that thing, and the big guy gets up and he goes, you, I'm gonna cheat I'm gonna kill you,
Yeah.
That's Rockets.
Wow.
And Rockets and I worked at that bar together, and he wanted to be a stand-up, and we started this show at an after-hours club, where Joey Ramone used to hang out, and the Hells Angels, and all this. It was right next to the bar that we worked at.
That's badass.
And so that's where Tom and I did the first stuff that we did together. And that had, who John Lurie is from no, he's a musician, Lounge Lizards, the Lounge Lizards.
Yeah.
That's John Lurie. He was in one of the episodes, whatever. This is really specific stuff, man, I'm telling you.
I like it, though.
But then, and Steve was in we did this show where Tom and I were traveling across the country, a theater thing, and we went fishing with John Lurie, which he later did a show, Fishing with John Lurie.
Oh, wow.
With, Willem Dafoe was on it, Tom Waits and stuff like that.
Sick.
The cable, whatever. He later did a show like that. But he in our show, we went fishing. Then Steve came, I think it was in Wyoming or something. The episode was in Wyoming, and we just... Steve was like the gas station attendant. We come into the gas station and like fill up and get him stoned and then drive off and never pay. That was the first time that Steve and I worked together. And Tom and I just, we did that. And then I just, one night I ran into Steve at a bar, and I said, well, I'm thinking about doing this thing. And he's like, okay. I had worked out something else with this one. We were going to do some show. We had a gig set up already. And I said, why don't you do, and we started, and then we just started working together for the next 8 years. Wow.
Now, were you guys into like Cheech and Chong, that kind of stuff? Not the weed thing, but their kind of thing is like, they're like stories, when you put on one of their records, like the one where they're sneaking into the drive-in, like...
We were not narrative at all.
Gotcha.
No, we did theater. We did... What we would do is we had Tom and I actually did this. We'd improvise. We'd talk about what we were going to do, and then we would improvise it and record it, and then...
Tweak it,
and do it.
Wow.
And that's how Steve and I did a lot of our stuff. We would like go to a restaurant and listen to the conversation at the next table, and that would click something, and then we would be off.
Wow.
And then
That's
we
cool.
would build that stuff all, over, and then the only way we would work is that we would get a gig and then make the show.
Right. I get you. Like, oh, shit, we got a show. We better come up with something.
There was no way we were going to write a show and then go out and try and find the gig. So, no, we would get the gig and then we would do a show.
Now, are you guys thinking like, hey, this is something we're going to be doing? Or are you just guys doing it like... while you're working as a bartender, like, fuck, that's fun to do? Or you start getting the itch of like...
Steve was doing stand-up comedy at that, when we started doing this stuff.
I can't believe I never knew he did stand-up comedy.
Strange
and
stuff.
I fucking love the guy.
Strange. I never saw him, but I know some of the stuff he did, like, oh, God, what was he doing? Like, shit where he'd, like... act like he was standing on oh God, I can't even remember now. Funny, weird stuff. And I think he did like improv, and he did all that stuff some. But when we started working together, he we were partners really for like a lot of years.
That's wild.
And did a lot of shows, and we had a band.
You had a band.
The Pawns of Love.
The Pawns of Love. Now, did you sing?
Yeah, Steve sang a lot, and I sang some, and I played guitar very badly.
Holy shit, you guys had a band. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And you guys would gig around New York?
Mostly we just would use it in the show. For a little while, we did a couple. It's impossible.
Yeah,
to keep a band together.
It really is.
It is horrible. So ridiculous.
It's the worst dynamic on the planet. Married to 4 guys instead of 1.
And they're all like, alcoholic, drug addicted.
Yeah, and egomaniacs too.
Egomaniacs.
How come we're not playing my songs? Hey, we shouldn't be doing your song. My song's better. Go to G there.
Exactly.
I always build the dynamic of a band as one guy's in the band to get laid. The other guy's in the band to just party. The next guy's in the band because he really likes the art of it. And the fourth guy's just there because we couldn't find another guy. That's a band, right? and they fall out. One guy gets laid. He goes, I'm out. I got a chick. The other guy ODs, and the other guy you keep firing.
Unfortunately, that is exactly, what.
It's true.
Anyway, it really was. It was a band and it wasn't a band, and we would use it in shows. We did a lot of stuff at La Mama the last couple of years, and we had a very strange dynamic, and I love the hell out of Steve. It's amazing.
That guy is...
He would make me laugh. I would laugh. We spent a lot of time.
That guy's a god to me. He's absolutely like one of my top favorite people of all time.
That's how everybody. I have never, ever not mentioned Steve's name that somebody goes, I love that guy.
It's true. You got to look at it.
I love that guy.
All the odds are against him too. He's got a crazy look. First of all, I know how this shithole machine works. You go in, they go, oh, no, he's old. No, he's fat. Oh, he's short. Oh, he's, whatever. That guy beats all the odds, and everything he does is top fucking notch art. Top notch art. He's never done a shit thing.
He's an uncanny.
Oh, man. Even when he took over The Sopranos that one season, he was directing and everything. He brought it back because I thought the year before it was really starting to die. Once Mom's gone and everything on Sopranos, like, this kind of going. And then he comes in, he's gangster. He kills that stripper in the back, and you go, oh, this season's up. Look out. And he's directing them, and he's just fucking kinging it. Well, which brings me to the film you guys did, Trees Lounge.
Yeah, we've done a couple of films, but the first was Trees Lounge.
Trees Lounge is absolute. I brought these movies out because I wanted you to see my taste. So, of course, I love Trees Lounge, but Gummo, American Splendor, Salton Sea. You didn't do these, but what I'm saying is the style of movies, Down in the Valley, Drugstore Cowboy. There are always these movies that I seem to see in an art house, and I'm by myself, 3 o'clock on a Wednesday, and I walk out fucking blown away. And that was Trees Lounge for me because I love Steve Buscemi. I go, I got to go see this. And I come out and I go, I can't fucking believe this movie.
You went and saw it in the theater?
In the theater.
When it was released?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy because, I think when Trees Lounge was made, everyone in the industry knew who Steve was. But nobody in the general audience knew who Steve was.
Right.
And people thought that in the industry thought that everybody knew who he was,
right?
And they released that wide,
yeah,
and it totally did nothing.
It did nothing. I even looked up the numbers.
Nobody knew who Steve. What? Nobody knew. Sam Jackson was. Nobody knew who Sam Jackson. Nobody knew anybody in the movie,
right?
And it's not exactly an uplifting movie either.
Oh, God, no, man.
But it's... Yeah, there's a lot I could say about Trees Lounge, that was... It's kind of... You mentioned The Sopranos.
Yep.
Now, this is second hand, but Steve did tell me that David Chase told him that The Sopranos he got the idea from Trees Lounge.
That's incredible.
It's not. If you look at Trees Lounge,
yep,
and you look at the way it's made, how it's the flavor of it. I'm sorry, it is The Sopranos.
Yeah.
But in fact, it's the other way around. The Sopranos is the way it's not. There's no jokes in The Sopranos. There's no jokes in Trees Lounge.
Nope.
But it's funny. All this. Huh. It's very oddly funny.
It's really funny.
It's cast by the same people. It's anyway. That's what Steve told me.
That's incredible.
And I was like, yeah, well, that's what I thought. And that's why he had Steve in it and directing all those things. That's what that's.
Where did you guys shoot that?
Well, Steve is from. Again, the name's gone. He grew up right outside of Brooklyn. He was born in Brooklyn, and then the family moved to whatever the name of the place is outside of we shot that. The bar was in Queens, but we shot a lot of the stuff in the town that he was.
Wow!
Can't even. Again.
Now, when he's working on the script, are you like, this is fucking incredible? Like, you guys feeling like you're making something?
No, I'd already moved. I'd moved to California. That came later. We'd stopped. I left California in '90, and I think he wrote that in '94. But it's kind of strange that there are definitely elements of my life in that movie.
Right.
I mean, one of the women that I lived with for a number of years, Esther Ballant, played my wife in the movie. But also, there's just elements of story that are not necessarily my character's elements, but the elements of other characters from my life that are in the story. And then a lot of stuff that was a reflection of Steve's life back then.
Right.
I mean, he drove an ice cream truck when he was like 18 or something, and when we were making that movie, I lived in Steve's place in Brooklyn, and would drive to work with him every day. He was exhausted every day because he was like the lead and he was directing it, and there was all this.
He's the fucking pirate ship, the captain, right?
It was a tough Lisa Rensler who shot it, and she is notoriously meticulous about lighting, and we'd get it all set up, and then she'd go, no, wait a minute. And then another hour would go, and, this movie was not made for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
well, it's incredible because it does look fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah. She did an awesome
It looks
job.
amazing, man. The scenes in the bar, and even the colors coming off when he's out selling the ice creams. I think of like Godfather, how it's all amber, or you think of Traffic, where it changes tones, colors for each story. Trees Lounge really has this feel, man. It almost feels like it's shot with Kodachrome. It has some kind of weird, like a lighting that comes off it,
A glow, yeah.
It really has a glow.
No, and she's a beautiful shooter, and did a fantastic job. But it was a grind, and a very it was a. I don't know I guess it was a difficult shoot. Steve almost. The scene where Daniel Baldwin is chasing Steve around.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I have this picture of Steve. And he's climbing the fence.
Yeah.
He almost like perished. Not from Daniel hitting him, but just from doing it. It was like probably 98 degrees or something. And he climbed that thing and he almost fainted. And I have this picture of him where the he's wearing this ice mask.
Yeah, ice mask to cool off. He's overheated. He seems like a guy that'd overheat just walking down the street.
It's a hilarious
Like when he did that movie a few years ago with Chris Rock and them. It was some cheesy comedy movie. They go out honeymoon with the wives. Yeah, and he plays the scene where he gets launched on the water slides or whatever. So the whole movie, he's in like that cast. I always think like, oh, he's got to be in hell because he seems so fragile,
No, he was a fireman, man.
Whoa, really?
Oh, yeah. His father was a sanitation worker, and he required all his boys to. He's got 3 brothers, and they all are, one's in the MTA or whatever it's called, the
Wow.
Yeah, and the other one, I don't know. He's the other one works for cable or used to. I don't know what he's doing now, but no, he's got 3 brothers, and Steve had to get a job, and he became a fireman.
Well, that's badass.
And
like shit.
He was like in tough shape, man. But he weighed like 100. I think he weighed like 100 when we first started working. He weighed like 123 pounds, but he was a fireman, and you got to carry. You had to pass the test
the fucking
for a fireman.
hose.
The hose, you have to carry that up like, I don't know, 6 flights or something.
Yeah, that's fucking.
And it weighs a ton. He was in damn good shape. We would do this. We did this at one play where every night we did this play, he would launch himself like 10 feet through the air and hit me and fly into me.
Yeah.
My back was so fucked up from him doing that. It was so fucked up.
Wow.
And and he was a wrestler too. So
wow.
Anyway, that was it was we had some crazy plays.
Now, when you did you take any acting school? Because you're incredible, man. Like, I mean, when I don't want to jump to Sons yet, but when I watched Sons, I met you the first time I went on the set with Mike Beach, and I saw you, and I was like, oh, fuck, Trees Lounge. We talked for a few minutes. But when I saw the guys in the early season, it was funny. You were the real deal on it to me, Then later, the Jax Teller character becomes incredible. I couldn't believe what he was throwing off, on the screen. But the early season, I was like, this guy's the dude. Because, we ride and we know those people, And I was like, this is the fucking real guy. So did you take acting classes?
I took, I went to, I'm not even going to bring up names.
Yeah.
I went to a couple classes of this one guy, and then I was just like, all this guy does is talk. He just talks. I was making zero money. Yeah. I was doing construction. At some point I was doing a bar. When I first started, like kind of acting with Tom, I think I was doing a bunch of construction. I was a taping, I don't
for painting, that tape off.
Well, you tape, you put up sheetrock. I was sheetrocking.
Oh, I know that. Yeah,
tape and like doing art galleries, like 25 foot high by 70 foot long. And that had to be perfect. I mean, I love making surfaces, but anyway. So I was taping, and even went through a couple, like homeless, where whatever. So the first guy, I went there. It was expensive.
Yeah.
So you got to get your, I was there to like do the shit. And all he did was talk, so I didn't go back to that guy after a couple of things. I went to Strasbourg to try and get in there, and they're like, "What do you want?"
What do you want?
And I was like, "I want to learn to act," and they're like, "What do you know?" And I don't know anything. Goodbye.
Oh. Rude.
I mean, I just wasn't their thing, know, and I was just like, it was clear that they weren't having none of me, and I was like, okay, all right. So I went to some other guy, I guess I won't mention him, and this dude, there were like 15 in the class, and it was like, I don't know, it was like $65 a week or something like that, which was a lot of money
70s,
to me.
Right?
Yeah, this was in like right around 81 or something like that, early 80s. That was like a lot of money. And so I would be like, I would have like 3 scenes prepared every class.
Yeah.
The classes were like 3 hours long. You nobody ever got to do 3 scenes. You were lucky if you got to do 1.
Fuck.
But but I would work like every I was busting my ass like to figure this thing out. And at the same time, I was already doing this stuff that we were writing.
The stage stuff,
yeah, which I didn't know anything. I mean, I was just like, I knew nothing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And both the guys that I was with, like Tom, he had gone to Strasbourg and he had done like plays and all kinds of shit for years and years. Steve had done that and he was doing stand up when we started working together. But I was just like, okay, here we are.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I just, I tried to, and I had to, whatever I was doing, I was working, and then classes were like at 7 o'clock or something. I had to run home, change clothes, like 15, 20, 25 blocks.
Wow.
In New York City, run home, take a bath. I didn't have a shower then. I only had bath.
Oh.
Take a bath, put on the shit, and then run like like another 12, 15 blocks to get to the place.
Yeah.
So I was like a sweaty mess by the time I got there. I tried to cool down, and in the whole entire period that I went for like a couple of months, the only thing the guy said to me, he said he had me stay after. Well, he did actually praise some of the stuff that I did, but then he goes, there's been an issue raised about body odor.
Oh, he held you after for BO.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, all right, I'll try and do something about that. But that was what I did. I had to run like these blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. So I had to make money to go to this stupid fucking class. Anyway, I did that for, like, I don't know, probably like 3 months or something. In the third month, the guy brings in to class a teeny, like 13-inch television, sets it up, and he plugs it in front of the class, and he goes, tonight we're going to watch Nicholas Nickleby.
Not on your dime.
And I'm looking at the thing. On that television?
Yeah.
On that television?
Yeah.
There were 15 of us.
Yeah.
I was like 20 feet away from, 15 feet away from the thing.
Yeah, no projector with a screen.
No,
just
a
brings
13-inch television.
One you bring to the Yankee game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To sit on your lap like, all right, home run,
And that's what we did that for one, whole class.
Oh, he just pocketed that money.
And so the next week, I come in, and there it is again.
Oh.
And he's about to say, and I go, all right, man, I want my money back.
Yeah.
Right now. I want my money back right now. I'm not kidding. I want my money back now. And he had
Yeah.
I'd paid for like 2, whatever. And I said, I want it back right now. And he made, I think he wrote out a check. He turned on the thing and we walked, and he gave me a check or something, and I left, and that is it. That was my last acting class.
Wow. That's a great story. I used to have guys like that when they teach guitar. You go there and you give them like the 25, and then they teach you like 3 chords, like C, G, and E, and then they go, just pedal through those. And while I'm doing that, the guy's just soloing every lesson. He's like, woo! No, keep going. Woo! And I go, wait, I want to learn to solo. Yeah, just watch me. No, I'm playing his fucking rhythm so he could just learn how to fucking burn. And I was like, this is bullshit, man. The scammer teachers out there.
Can I borrow your guitar? Can I borrow your guitar, man?
Bam, right on the head, right? And I remember I had one lesson. I wanted to learn AC/DC, and the guy was teaching me this. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do? I go, what is this fucking song from the 30s? I don't even know the song. I want to learn fucking Highway to Hell. You know, so I hear you, man. People just, they're evil people that make money off giving people lessons. It's so dirty.
Well, that dude, that every acting teacher that I ran into, they torture their students so that they feel like they need them.
You're right. They degrade them all the time.
Yeah. So and then throw them a freaking crumb. And then,
you were great in that. See, now you're starting to get it. Keep coming. Yeah. Keep coming because you're getting there.
Yeah.
Then it's shit
you actually really suck.
Oh yeah.
But that keeps the money there.
Yeah. It's like karate schools. I think everyone's a black belt now. You know what I mean? Because if you don't give them a black belt in a year, they just fucking leave. So they're like, oh, here's your brown belt a weekend, and then they go get their ass beat at the saddle ranch. I'm a black belt, and the guy's like, yeah, and they just beat him up. Right? Man, that's an incredible story because I think I was really I played music all my life, and I don't know why I was so naive thinking acting's so easy. And now when I look at it, all the work I've done in comedy and all the work I've done writing songs over the years, why would I fucking think that craft was just like so easy? Because I tell you what, when I did a first movie I did, I'm in there. I don't know shit. They're like, we're going to shoot dirty over your shoulder. What the fuck is that? You know, I don't know anything.
You didn't go to class or anything.
Nothing.
Man, you are your show, your thing last week. Incredible.
Oh, thank you, dude.
No, man, really funny. So whack backwards. I mean that. I threw the phone out. Shit, the pictures are still in there.
You know, it's funny when
that bit is. I mean, the whole fucking thing, man.
When I got off stage, I was more fired up than you were there than the entire whole theater.
Oh, come on!
I was, because you got to understand. Like, I really like movies, and I really like great stuff, and. I told you I was a big fan of Sons of Anarchy. I've been riding all my life, and the thing I really liked about it was later on when it started to get like really like violent and real, and then it becomes this fucking animal that I can't stop watching, you know. And the characters are all incredible, and Kurt Sutter's just crushing it all of a sudden, you know. So when you first auditioned for that, let's talk about it. They shot a pilot, right? And they fired the dudes, or got rid of some guys, right? And then recast.
They only got rid of one guy.
Gotcha. Which guy was it? The main guy?
Well, it was Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn
was the guy who Ron Perlman ended up playing.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's the only.
Oh, okay.
And the only other thing is Emilio Rivera.
Yeah. Who's incredible.
Who's the Mayan guy.
Yeah. He's got a great movie out, the water one.
Oh, really? No, Emilio's great. Fantastic guy and really good actor. He was actually in Sons to begin with.
Oh, wow.
That's the only other thing that was, and then they hired Kim.
Right.
Though that's everything else was in place.
Gotcha. I'm just going off what I hear.
Yeah, everything else was in place. I mean, that's a big, thing to hire a different.
It really is.
Whatever the dudes.
Because then people go, "Oh, there's some trouble here," right? Like they see the pilot and they go, "We like it, but we don't like the main guy."
Well, I just think it was it just whatever. Scott Glenn. I had a great time making the pilot with Scott. He was really fun to, we were talking every take that we would be talking right up to like action. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with him.
Right.
But he's a very interesting cat. But whatever. I don't know what, that wasn't my decision. I have no idea what that was about. But and the Emilio thing was, it was actually originally the character that he was originally hired to play was an Indian.
Whoa.
a native,
right?
A
Native
American, and so I don't think that really. I don't think he really bought that, and I think that so they wanted it, kind of the Sons to be kind of pure white.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what like if you're looking at motorcycle clubs, they're nationalities, right?
That's the whole. Yeah, I mean, but that's that's the way they. There's clubs like in Chicago I know that are part black and white.
Oh wow!
In the city, they used to be. I don't know what the deal is now, but but generally speaking, they're kind of organized ethnically somehow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that was the reason, and then he was. He was just so good as the Mayan president.
He's incredible, right?
Yeah. So I think that was just, a reorganization of a thought process. I know they'd looked for a native guy for a long time, and they just weren't happy with anybody they found. So and they tried that, and that didn't work. So that was the pilot. That's the pilot story. And then they brought on Kim for the.
So when you land this, are you pretty fired up? Like, oh fuck, this is great! It's a biker show because you rode at the time, right?
Well, I rode when I was young, and then I hadn't ridden for a long time.
Right.
I mean, I think I've told this story a lot. My brother-in-law had a bad accident. I think when I was 19 or something. Really, I just know my mother was insanely worried about me riding a motorcycle, and then I just got into. I shouldn't have been riding them. Yeah, also, the dogs. I mean, you get dogs.
Yep.
You can't. It's hard to move around if you got. And I've always been an animal guy, and if the bike is not going to be used all the time, I mean, and that's the only thing I really love about California.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that's
why I don't live in New York.
You asked me, that is the only thing that I love about California, living in California.
Right, every day.
Being able to yeah. I mean, I call my car, I know you don't have a car.
Yep.
But I call my car the cage.
The cage, yeah.
I feel like I get in the car and I'm just like, get me out of here. Yeah. Now. I want out. You got it? Out. Now. Out. Get the fuck out of my way. And that, I mean, because, the traffic here is just.
Yeah. So sometimes I do comedy every day on my motorcycle. I've done over 2,500 spots. But once in a while, I'll ride with a buddy, like, oh, I'll ride with you. And then I go, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in the car and I'm looking like we could split right here. I forget I'm in a car and I'm looking down the middle like, let's get out of here, man. 4 hours to get to a gig in Brea, California that takes me like 60 minutes, maybe, 4 hours. Like, we got to leave at 2 to do a gig at 8. Fuck, that's a whole day burned up because of the traffic.
I know.
So, yeah, man.
I get, And it's weird, the idea of moving somewhere where you can't split lanes.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how.
I just do it.
Sneak? Do they do it?
Yeah, they got it right. I mean, I just do it. Like when I'm in Vegas, they say no splitting lanes. I go, you're out of your mind. It's 900 degrees. My motor's heating up. I'm fucking out of here.
Vegas, I do too. I do Vegas.
And right now, there's a petition to try to turn the splitting lanes right now. I just saw online yesterday.
Here.
Yeah, they're going to try.
No, they do it every year.
Yeah, there's some people trying to battle it big time now, though. Like, fuck that.
No, they've been doing it they heat it up, just like the pipes, just like everything.
Yeah.
Probably, eventually, those people always win.
I know, right? That sucks.
About everything.
You know what it is? It's the people that are really passionate about their shit also seem to be lazy. You ever notice that? You go, hey, man, we got to rally together and get rid of this. There's millions of us. We'll shut them down. Yeah, I'll be there. Then, oh, man, the kid's got soccer practice. I can't make it. And you go, oh, well, you're not going to be splitting lanes next year. Yeah. Or your pipes go away, your loud pipes, you know?
And it's true. And they do. And every year, they all our freedoms get chopped away by, I don't know who they are, but I really don't like them.
I don't either, man.
I don't know who they are and what they're doing getting in my business.
Well, I don't understand how they have that kind of time. Like, they're just sitting around the house and they go, hey, you know what, man? Fuck these guys splitting the lanes, getting somewhere quicker than us. Let's shut that down. And the guy goes, yeah, call Jimmy. And then they call, and all of a sudden it's on some fucking ballot.
They're assholes. Those guys I think it is jealousy. But
it is jealousy.
I don't know.
I do a bit about it. Old men are the worst too, because they're like, "You ain't passing me." They're like Clint Eastwood. They kind of turn into you. And I always say, like, dude, don't hate me. You should look at me like a hero. Like, that guy didn't marry the wrong woman, man. Look, he's got a motorcycle. He's got life.
Right? You ain't turning people like that, man.
I know.
No fucking way, man.
Right.
No way. I find that I gotta say that I find that middle-aged women are come after me.
Oh, the SUV drivers from Calabasas. Whoa.
I don't know what it is. I think there's this underlying something they don't like about what it represents, what they missed or something. Yeah. I don't know what it represents to their children. They see that, that freedom thing. Oh, they give me trouble. And I think they do it without even thinking about it.
Yeah, it's almost like their mind is angry and they just turn at you, right? It's crazy.
Run you off the road.
Ooh, man. Also, a big fuck you to all cigarette smokers that just throw their burning cigarettes out that land in my fucking jacket while I'm riding, and now I'm fucking burning, and they drive these Priuses, they say, to fucking save the environment, and why they flick a piece of fucking styrofoam and cotton and whatever that shit is that's made of, and that just sits in the ground and burns shit. They don't even care.
Now the butt is there's some organization that I heard of about there's something like 3 billion butts a year.
Unbelievable.
That are just and they're killing birds.
Yeah.
They end up in the ocean and the birds eat them. And have you ever seen that thing thing about all those dead birds and that they have on islands out in the Pacific and stuff. There's this one island where somehow all these birds end up, and the insides of the birds are
all cigarette butts
and bottle caps.
Unbelievable.
It is one of the saddest things you ever see.
I'll tell you what, Boone. I ride every day. I see at least 50 guys or women throw cigarettes out the window every day. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking, if I ride from here to Irvine to do a show, cigarette butt, cigarette butt, cigarette butt.
Well, they don't want them in their car.
It's so funny,
I used to be, guilty of that practice. Then I just
you
roll the tobacco out and keep the butt. And, it's got to stop.
It's got to stop.
And I'm definitely not anti-smokers. If you want to smoke and kill yourself, and I'd smoke for a long time. And I just kind of wish
it's interesting you said that
right now.
It's funny because
I don't even smoke anymore. But
the Jax character smoked in every scene. Did they ever get any?
The last few years,
yeah. Did they ever get
Charlie
any heat from that?
Oh no, God! This is cable TV. What you mean? the indiscriminate, followed up murders are, but you're asking about the cigarette smoking.
Oh, no.
I mean, come on, man.
I know how fucking America is, you know what I mean? It's the same people that don't want us to split lanes. They go, this kid's smoking in every scene. They don't even look at the murders. You know what I mean? They go, can you believe
this? And their 4-year-old is watching the show with them.
Yeah, right? It's like fucking crazy, man.
I'm telling you, you know, these bike shows and stuff I do, and these parents bring their kids up.
Yeah.
And they know who I am, and I'm like, how does this kid know who I am?
Yeah. How is he watching the show?
They're watching the show, and I'm like, every time now, I'm like, I look behind them and I scream, child services, child service, here's another one. And I look at him and I say, you will be arrested when you leave the line.
Fucking just like 4-year-olds watching Sam Crow.
It's insane.
Unbelievable. I mean, let me tell you something. I'm a fucking lunatic, and I'm crazy.
No, come on, man. Don't exaggerate.
But you know what I mean? And that show gets dark for me.
Yeah.
For me, a 49-year-old biker, comedian, rocker, sometimes I would be sitting home watching the episode, and I'd go, whoa, man, that was fucking... I mean, I got to get up for a minute. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. It got fucking deep. As you started seeing the seasons go, were you fired up about how great it was starting to really get?
No, basically it ruined my life, man. It was like, you know, darkness that I could not throw off. You know,
you take that character home?
All relationships ruined. I'd sit at home, you know, basically unable to move for, you know, barely able to get to work the next day.
You were taking that character with you?
I don't know. That's the kind of I don't know. I can't throw that. Like, it's very hard to not.
Yeah, I'm just
and the
asking.
whole process and everything. It wasn't a much of a bargain. You know, it was a rough go.
I understand.
But, you know, I love the people I was working with. We definitely made the best of it.
Yeah, I mean, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the show, then fuck you, but you absolutely get fucking handled on the last season, which is, did you see my bit at my show where I say I saw a guy missing an eye?
Yeah.
Okay, that has a lot to do with watching that episode, because I did see a guy missing an eye on Sunset and La Brea.
That was a crazy bit, man.
Okay, now when you're missing an eye, I'm fucking, like I say, that's not crooked teeth. That's not something you see every day. A man gets his eye pulled out. It is fucking gnarly. Man.
Yeah, and then my fingers get cut off, and I was still going like, I can make it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, suicide clutch. Definitely drive suicide clutch.
Yeah.
No problem with the club on the.
Yeah, you're right.
I just work something out. Like,
yeah, like the Jacker guy had no fingers.
Fits into the, into the
yeah, like Goldfinger.
Something.
Yep.
And that, then I don't need, and one eye, that it is tough, one eye on.
Ooh, that's hard to ride
driving
with one eye.
or biking or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I figured, and then, well, I guess I didn't.
Oh, man, dude.
Didn't
that's got to be a brutal season for you, right? As an actor, I mean, like when they pull your eye, I feel like they really pulled your eye, dude. I'm just like, oh, God. I mean, it's brutal.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. Boone, you're awesome, dude. Unbelievable.
Get that a lot. I carry an eye around in my bag.
You do?
Yeah.
No fucking.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a belt buckle over there. It has a glass eye in it. It's ode.
A real one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
insane.
They're gnarly.
You missed the show, or were you glad it was gone? Or
well, 7 years. That's a long time.
Yeah,
it's a long time, and it was great to play one character. I never did that,
right?
I mean that was a real fun trip to play one character for that long. But I think most of us were pretty ready to to move on. The Sons of Anarchy was over when Bobby died, and I don't mean that because I played that character,
right?
But that was kind of the beginning, the beginning of the end.
Yeah, because you're the last guy that's holding it together without like, hey, what are we doing here? We're just garbage now.
It just, I don't know. It just felt, that's what it felt like anyway. I mean, I think that's what, I mean, to everybody, not to everybody, but I think, Jack's definitely felt. Charlie and I were really pretty close.
That guy was incredible. I heard he was pretty like, when it was over, he was kind of tore up, like. Yeah,
he was torn up, but now he's the King of England, so he can be, the most famous King of England.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing King Arthur.
I do, man.
Yeah. No, so I think he may be over it by now.
Yeah. So glad he didn't fucking do that 50 Shades, man. Wow.
Oh, God, whatever. But, people throw stuff at.
I understand. I'm not knocking
He's a pretty picky guy, and he really, he's an incredible worker.
I couldn't believe it.
He is an unbelievably diligent worker. I mean,
I'd been on the set a few times when Beach was on, and I watched the guy work, and he took this shit serious. He wasn't just some punching in actor. He was like, hey, man, no, you got to we need to do it this way. Like, he was way into it. And the way he would come up on guys, and it was so real to me. Man, I'd be out there on the side of the 14 watching you guys shoot, and I'd just be like, this is incredible. I actually loved it, Yeah. Sons was a thing that I flew around every year and never got. And it was like one of the few things in my life I was like, wow, I tried my hardest and didn't get it, and I really wanted to be on there. I wanted to be a guy who killed someone and then got killed later,
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't think it's going to ever happen.
The prequel. I'm going to be the prequel.
Okay, you can be in the prequel. I don't know what the deal is on that. I certainly won't be involved in that.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I don't know if that will happen or.
Yeah, I hear you. I had an idea for the last season. I kept hoping that Jax Teller, the dad, was really never died and was going to come back.
Come on, man! Really?
Not like in a soap opera way.
Walk out of the sunset, like
no.
He's like you can't see the sun is setting, and he suddenly a figure appears.
Not
There's
like that,
Jax
dude.
Teller.
Not like that, but like. He disappeared in Ireland in my mind, and he was like, I left Sons because of what it become, and now my own son is fucking exactly what I didn't want to become. So kind of like, Shakespeare, he comes back and has to kill his own son. Like, you're out of here, dude. I created a demon.
That's
my spec script.
Right. Yeah, maybe,
Dude, before you go, let's talk one more thing. Christopher Nolan. Of course, you worked Batman Begins, right?
And Memento.
Yeah. Those are incredible movies, dude. What's it like to work with Christopher Nolan?
Wow, talk about a hard-working man. That is a really hard-working guy. He is... Memento was a real trip.
It's a masterpiece.
He wouldn't let on. He didn't even, the lead, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Dude, my brain's fried like yours.
What the hell's wrong? Should we smoke some more shit?
No. Dude, when I pulled out Bronson Pinchot, I was like, I can't even believe I have that in my fucking brain, man.
But come on, man. Anyway, he's such a good actor.
Yeah. Is it the pianist guy?
No. What?
The pianist? Or whatever. What's his
pianist?
name? I know.
No, the pianist.
Yeah, the pianist.
The penis guy.
Penis guy.
Yeah, Adrian Brody. No.
No. What's the lead guy's name? I can't remember.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. even he didn't know the construct.
Wow.
He had these crazy notebooks that he was doing to keep, his mind organized.
Right.
Beautiful things that he had made. And, he didn't get, Christopher didn't know. This is my thing with that script, with Memento.
Yep.
I got that script, and I started to read it, and 2 pages in, I'm going like, this is, wait a minute. Okay. 4 pages in, I'm like, okay, this is, what the hell is going on here? 10 pages in, I started throwing the thing.
Yeah.
I literally started throwing the script okay, I get the fuck out of here. What is going on here? I'd throw it, and then, an hour later, I'd come back in, and I'd go, I really want to figure out what is going on in that script. And that's how I read that whole thing.
Wow.
Throwing the script across, going what the fuck is going on here? But I couldn't put it down.
Right.
And so I got to be in that movie. And, I ended up in that movie. So, that was a fun one.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I'd known Wally Pfister, the DP, for many years. We had same social circles in L.A. And whatever. I mean, that was just I didn't work that much on that movie, but
you're still in it, man.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't that many characters in that movie. And just Christopher is psychotically determined.
Yeah.
And his wife is absolutely an amazing person who, seems to guide his ship.
Right. Some artists really need that, right? They're fucking genius, but without the partner there, they would just be talking to themselves in the bushes.
Well, she's produced all his movies.
Right, exactly.
And made 4 kids during the the whole thing. And I mean, it's amazing. But they're an amazing team. I remember I was on the Disney lot months after Batman Begins we had finished shooting, and I was on the Disney in these bungalows or something, and we came around a corner and met each other, and they were just, I think they had finally close to finishing editing that thing, and they were so exhausted.
Ooh.
It was they could barely talk. It was crazy how exhausted they were.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's run, right? It's like Memento, Batman, Inception, the next Batman, the next Batman.
Oh, yeah, and then a bunch of littler movies in the Magic thing one, and he made he's just made a ton of movies.
It's so grueling. People don't understand how much the actor shows up, and then his scenes are done after a couple of weeks, and he goes home and he's working again.
Yeah, but you're always fighting. These people, you have to fight with the studios. You have to fight to get what you want. Even those guys, they have to fight for everything. There was a union. Revolution, the crew, when we were making Batman Begins, because I think they weren't getting paid right or whatever, and he had to literally pull that movie along by its hair.
Wow.
And that's a huge endeavor.
Huge.
And you get a breakdown like that, and just a lot of kudos for that dude. He's an amazing cat. Comes to set every day in a suit coat and
whoa, really?
Just looking.
He wears a suit coat?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's dope. Oh, yeah. I love that.
A tie and a suit
Wes
coat.
Anderson style, just shows up. Good day, let's work.
Does he come in a suit?
Yeah, he wears like a blaze, like a he looks like kind of like he wears like a old 70s kind of blazer.
Did you work with?
I didn't, but I seen when he did the Amex commercials, they're spoofing on it. He's in there in his look, and you're just like, look, you could just imagine. I'm like, what's happening? Good day,
I love Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh, dude, I can't believe it. It's a masterpiece.
It is such an amazing, amazing movie about growing up.
Isn't it killer?
It is so beautifully conceived and executed.
Everything about it. Bruce Willis is great.
Everybody.
The outfits are great. The girl and the kid are great. The dog that gets killed is great. Everything's great about it.
And Grand Budapest Hotel is like the second one in that kind of style. He really, he's been making stuff, with the curtains and all that stuff. I mean, Bob Yeoman I worked with Bob a long time ago. Fantastic dude. And really, obviously, a super partner to Wes.
Right.
I believe he shot every one of his movies.
Well, yeah.
And they are an incredible team.
One of my favorites, dude. Life Aquatic. I think that one's underrated. I love that film.
That's a trippy movie. Yes,
I love it.
That is a very trippy movie.
I love everything Wes Anderson makes, and not because it's hip or whatever, but this is guys like Steve Buscemi, Wes Anderson, dudes, Christopher Nolan. They have visions, and they bring you something that is so outside the box.
Yeah, Wes Anderson is so smart and funny, and it seems effortless.
It really does.
It really seems effortless. But
even the incredible Mr. Fox, he does 2 years he takes out of his life to do stop animation, with like Gumby style shit to make this fucking film. It's incredible, that thing. It does. That thing blew me out of the water, man.
And is he from Texas?
Yeah. Right? But I think he's
kind of hard
Austin,
to believe.
Right?
No, I don't know, man. No, I don't think so.
Really? Houston, maybe?
No, I think he's from Dallas.
Wow.
I think all those guys are from Dallas.
God, it's so weird how cool he is. He just seems like he's from London to me. Like he would show up like, good day.
Anyway, I haven't spent much time in Texas.
I can't thank you enough for doing the show, dude. I truly am honored to have you here, dude. I really mean that, man.
Yeah,
I think you're
fantastic, man.
Oh,
you're like that. You that show you did. In fact, that whole show.
Yeah, at the Nokia.
Yeah, you guys were fantastic.
Thank
Everybody,
you so much.
And you were just, oh my God, you had me laughing the whole.
That's so great, because if I would have met you again and asked you to do the podcast, you'd be like, "Sorry, dude, I'm busy. Move on." But it was like, "All right, he likes it. Hey, can you come to my couch?"
Yeah, you better lock your garage. That's all I got to say. Because
what do you got?
You better lock your garage.
Some bike theft. What do you got coming up? You're going somewhere. Are you working on something?
I'm going to Oklahoma to do a thing called "Let Me Make You a Martyr." A guy named John Schwab wrote and is going to direct it. I think that's his first movie. He made a short, cool piece. Nico Nicotera, the guy who played he was a prospect, and then he got in Rat Boy.
Yeah.
I kind of got him the lead in that, or whatever. He got himself the lead. I mean, I suggested him for it,
right?
But trying to get Flanagan to do that, but and a few other people. But I made a movie with Connie Stevens a couple of months ago.
Wow, really?
Awesome. She is awesome, man.
What was her TV show?
She directed. I don't know. Did she have a TV? She was in a TV show.
Yeah.
You know who discovered her? Jerry Lewis in high school.
Wow.
In a singing group, and she You know the movies of Jerry Lewis from the 70s?
Oh, yeah.
They are whack-ass movies.
They're weird.
Very weird. And she's in some of those.
Wow.
And
Policewoman, wasn't that her?
No. That's no.
Who's that?
No, that's Angie Dickinson.
Oh, Angie Dickinson, yeah.
Yeah.
Connie Stevens. She did
Connie Stevens. She did a lot of entertaining in Vegas.
Right.
She was a singer, dancer, and actress. But she's like 76 or something now.
Wow.
She directed her first movie 2 years ago.
Well, that's dope.
No, it's dope.
Yeah, right?
She was and I hear the movie's good. It was with the guy from the weirdest man on earth, almost Crispin Glover.
Oh God, I love him.
That's the second movie I made with Crispin.
Oh, you ever see his short films, Penis Kid, and that kind of stuff?
Well, that's his whole life. That's all he really talks about.
Dude, I remember when I first moved here, I lived behind Spaceland, and he was doing showing his 3 short films at Spaceland on a Thursday, and I go, I'm new to the neighborhood, let's go to Spaceland. I go in there, I walk out fucking blown away, laughing my head off at the shit this guy was showing, man. He was radical.
Crispin is a radical human.
Another great fucking guy.
Yeah. He is a whack and a half. But,
he is. Penis Kid, I never forgot it.
I haven't seen his movies actually, but he's I did the Donner Party with him, and then this one. So that I did, and I just made a movie in Thailand called I think it's going to be called Ghost House, and I'm doing stuff.
You got a great career, man. I looked at your IMDb page. Come on, dude. Come on.
Right.
I got to get you over here in the neighborhood, man. If I can move over here, we'll go riding.
We're not that far.
I know we're not.
You go ride. I don't ride with anybody.
Yeah, I don't ride with anybody either. I'm not like the guy like, hey, rock store. But I'm talking about like,
let's go up to 2.
Nah, I don't do that bullshit. I'm talking about like, let's go to Yosemite tomorrow.
You born in Yosemite?
Yeah.
I still can't believe that.
I love you, dude.
Anyway.
Thank you so much, man.
Real pleasure.
Oh, God. Right back at you, dude. I mean, a great day here, dude. Thank you. Cool. There he is, man. Everybody say hi to Boone on Twitter. He's on Twitter, which is rad. I love it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm on there. I talked about, said hey to you today.
Oh, really? No, I don't.
I can't imagine.
I don't get to it too much.
I can't imagine you on there. Like Boone.
Mark Boone Jr. on Twitter.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, no, I'd try.
Good to see you, dude. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the invite.
There he goes, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.